Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good day. Wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this, I hope you are good. So guys, today we're going to be talking about things you need to do before you enter 2025, how to finish off this year strong, and how to just do whatever you need to do to make the next year the best year that you've had thus far in this decade. I definitely think ever since 2020, we've been in such a space of transformation. We've been in a space of realizing things and recognizing things and reflection and becoming who we're really supposed to be. And I think we've been able to see that even more so this year. Like this year has been a really, really big year of things coming to light. I always say we've been seeing it so much in the media. We're definitely seeing it in our own lives as well. So I want to let you guys know a couple of things that you definitely need to make sure you do before you step into 2025. So these things we've been battling and dealing with are not carried with us into this new season, and we can get everything that 2025 has for us. So yes, guys, let's get right into the video. But first things first, we have to shout out our sponsor for today's video, Ana Luisa. And as you guys know by now, Ana Luisa has definitely won me over, okay? I am such a jewelry girl and an accessories girl, as you guys know. Ana Luisa is definitely my favorite jewelry brand. So of course I have a couple of new pieces that we're gonna be getting into, but if you have never heard me talk about Ana Luisa, let me just get you familiar with them. Ana Luisa is a jewelry brand that specializes in luxury, high quality pieces. All of their pieces come with a 2-year warranty. They have fast and free shipping, and they also have free exchanges as well. Some things I'm always talking about in terms of Ana Luisa is their variety, how much diversity they have on their site, and something else that I've been, just recognizing about them lately. No matter when you get your pieces, this is why their pieces are timeless. No matter when you get them, if it's your first time shopping with them or your 10th time shopping with them, you can still wear those brand new pieces with the pieces you got the first time. Like you'll always be able to mix and match from any collection, from any time that you shop with them. Like they definitely have it down pat. So I'm gonna have a video up close of my new pieces. Today is all about the earrings, guys, and you guys know I'm an earring girl, I'm a ring girl, I'm a bracelets girl. You guys know I'm always showing you guys everything that I got from Ana Luisa, and these are all Ana Luisa pieces that we are rocking today. But yes, today is all about the earrings. So I'm gonna have an up close video situation that we have going on right now. I am loving how this gold hoop looks with this cuff. Like, are you kidding me? It's literally the perfect set, and these did not come in a set together. I bought them separately on the site. So just like I was saying, even if you purchase something when you first get it, you guys know I have pieces that I've worn from my very first time working with them all up until now, and these pieces still go very, very well together. You're always going to be able to mix and match those pieces to find something perfectly suited for you. So if you are a jewelry person, if you have a jewelry person in your life, make sure you shop some Ana Luisa and get them some very beautiful luxury, high quality pieces, okay? They will definitely thank you. Like the best gift that you can give somebody that really, really loves jewelry or important yourself is something that's going to last and something that's always going to look great and bring a little bit of luxury into your experience. So make sure you guys check down below in the description box at the top to use my code and shop on Ana Luisa to save up to 30%. You guys know I'm always raving about their packaging. Anytime you shop with them, each one of your pieces is going to come in its very own pouch, which I love. These pouches have these little magnetic closures on them, so they snap shut. This is great for traveling. It's great for when you're on the go and you don't have time to put your jewelry in before you leave the house. You can just throw everything in your bag in its own little pouch. And also, look at the cute little box. Look at the cute little box that my ear cuff came in. Like, is this not the perfect thing to put your stud earrings in, to put your rings in? Like, I love that Ana Luisa gives you a luxury experience from start to finish. And the next vacation I go on, I know these are going to be travel essentials. Like, it's so important to make sure you keep your jewelry pieces safe and secure. And Ana Luisa gives you all of the tools to get into it. So yes, as always, thank you, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you guys and love you guys so much. Make sure you guys treat yourself and pour into yourself. This is the fall, okay? It's time to get those gifts together. And guys, make sure you shop Ana Luisa and get into it. Go ahead and get into some things that you need to do before you step into 2025. You guys know I already have my list, so let's go ahead and get to the first thing on the list. The first thing that I have is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, okay? We're just gonna start there. The reason you have to forgive yourself first is because we've been able to recognize so much over the last couple of years how we've contributed to maybe our own disappointment, our own shortcomings, our own losses. And of course, it always comes back to us because it's our life, right? So anything that you have going on in your life is a reflection of what you're feeling on the inside. It's a reflection of what you're working on and what you're working to understand. So I think that we've been able to realize our shortcomings. We've been able to realize where we've let ourselves down. So don't carry any of that guilt and shame with you into the next year. Like, that is going to be one of the biggest things that's going to be holding us back in 2025. I've been telling you guys that the 5th year in a decade is a moment of extreme change. It's a moment of extreme shift. 5 in general is a moment of challenge. It's a moment of conflict. It's a moment of meeting a fork in the road and having to make a split decision about which way you're going to go. And we're going to be seeing a lot of people that have been content in their situations, or they're even gaslighting themselves to act like they're okay when they really, really want more than what they're getting. So this is the time to forgive yourself. This is the time to recognize where you've been gaslighting yourself, where you've been making yourself accept things that you know you didn't want to accept. Because next year we're going to be faced 110% with everything we've been allowing, everything we've been accepting, everything we've been letting, continue to go on. We're going to be faced with that when we step into 2025. So make sure you guys forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Write a letter of forgiveness to yourself to talk about everything that you've recognized that you've done. Even the things that you've done to you. Even not speaking up for yourself. Even not being your most confident. Even not thinking you can achieve the things that you want to achieve. Really take some time. And this is one of the ones on the list. So we're not going to get too much into it now. But you really want to build such a close connection with you. And how can you do that if you have not forgiven yourself? How can you do that if you have not forgiven yourself? And if you have any self-doubt, if you have any feelings of not being good enough, if you have any feelings of I'm not deserving of this, or I'm not ready yet, or God isn't going to bless me with this until I do this, there's a chance that you haven't forgiven yourself from something. So give yourself a chance to look back into your life, to look back on what you've been feeling and what you've been experiencing, and make sure you forgive yourself before you step into 2025. The next thing is to stop settling. Stop settling. This is probably one of the biggest things. Stop settling. Stop making yourself think that those friends are enough, that that person is enough, that that job is enough, that where you live is enough, that the relationship you have with your family is enough, that the way you're taking care of yourself is enough. First of all, it's never enough. You can always be better. You can always get closer. You can always have more. Okay, so don't ever, 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 ever settle. Don't ever settle, because even when you do have the love of your life, there's going to be improvements to be made. Even when you are in your dream house and your dream job and your dream life, there's still going to be improvements to be made. So you better put your energy and your time and your vision into the improvements that are going to benefit you versus just putting all that energy into things that you know you don't want. Because it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be effort. Whatever you're putting your time and your energy to is going to be tested next year. So if you're already struggling at that job and you've been knowing you want to leave, you're really going to be pushed to do something about it next year. Like, we're going to be pushed to do something about the problems that we've been accepting. If you've been ignoring something like, oh, this is fine. Oh, let me move in with this person, even though everything's been telling you to not move in with them. If you sign a lease with somebody that you're not supposed to live with before the end of this year, you're going to see in your life why you shouldn't have done it next year. Next year is going to be a year of, you see why you don't settle? Or the year of, aren't you glad you stopped settling? That's how you're going to feel in 2025. You're either going to be so glad that you said, no, I'm not settling anymore, or you're going to regret every day that you've been settling. Seriously, it's going to be so difficult for you to break free from those things as we step into next year, because next year is going to be a trying year for everybody. Everybody's going to have a lot on the line. Everybody's going to have a lot going on. And this is going to be a good time because it's going to be a lot of blessings, a lot of opportunities. But to whom much is given, much is what? Required. So all those blessings you asking for, the money, the marriage, the baby, the family, the car, the house, all of that stuff you're asking for, you're going to get it. You're going to get it, but you're also going to be prompted to maintain it. And you've been shown a lot of stuff this year to show you what you're ready to maintain and what you're not ready to maintain. So you want to use all of that to help you release what isn't serving you. You want to use all of that to help you understand, like, okay, this is what I need to put into the relationships in my life. This is what I need to put into myself. How am I going to really get the benefits of all the work that I'm putting into me and my environment if I'm still allowing things that I really don't even want around me? We have to stop settling, because next year is going to be the year you're going to want your great friends around you, your great partnership. You're going to want to be comfortable. You are not going to want to have life giving it to you every which way. And then also you're giving it to yourself because you're not giving yourself what you need. And you've been hearing that it's time to let those people go and let those things go. So you want to make sure you stop settling. Do not go into next year settling. Number 3, let go of the pity party. Let go of the pity party, okay? If you have been down, if you've been depressed, if you've lost everything, if you've had everything taken from you, and mind you guys, I've gone through a lot this year. I think we've all gone through a lot this year. Even, let's talk about the decade. Let's not even talk about 2024. These are things that you just need to do that you've been holding on to since 2020. We have to let go of the pity party. We have to give up. We have to give up We have to stop thinking about all those friends we cut off. Some of us have lost a dozen friends in the last 4 years, and we're still thinking about every one of those dozen situations, and it's making us not want anybody else in our life. And this is why we have to stop the pity party, because when you are in a pity party, misery loves company. Misery wants more misery. Misery doesn't want happiness. So when you're keep treating yourself like a pitiful individual, when you are pitying yourself for everything that's been wrong, when you obviously know more about what's wrong with your family, so you can sit there like, oh my God, my family has this and has this. I thought it was just this, but oh my God, it's all of these other things. You're realizing the depth of your trauma, the depth of your insecurity, the depth of your fear. You're realizing what's wrong with your relationships, what's wrong with how you process certain things and certain emotions. You're realizing everything that ain't working. You're realizing everything that's wrong. You're realizing everything that you need to change. And that could be a time when we feel like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. Or, oh my God, is this really my life? It is your life. It is your life. Oh my God, it's really your life. And guess what? It's everybody's life. Okay, no tea, no shade, but we've all had, like, I think the analogy I used was like our eyes are literally peeled back and like clothespin open. Like, we have been shown so much this year. Literally since 2020, we've all been shown so much. We've all gone through loss. We've all gained a bunch and lost a bunch. We've all gone through that. You have to stop just beating yourself up about it and reliving that trauma and that pain of that loss every single day, because now it's time to rebuild. It's time to rebuild. And if you've lost everything and had to rebuild over and over and over and over again, well, guess what? This is going to be the next time that you have to rebuild. And I'm not going to tell you that this is going to be the last time, because we may lose it all again and gain it all again. That's the name of the game. You know, if you want to live long, if you want to have a long life on earth, you're going to have to deal with what life is dishing out. And life is constantly going to put us on a cycle of change, of growth, of evolution, of loss, of gain. We're going to constantly be going through that hamster wheel of change and new things and old things passing. It's going to be like that forever. So stop the pity party. Stop beating down on yourself. Stop holding on to sadness. Stop feeling so attached to the sadness that you feel because of what you've been through. You are not alone in it. You're not alone in it. You're not the only person that's been experiencing it. You're not the only person that's lost somebody. You're not the only person that's lost everything. And guess what? They have people that have lost everything, and then they lost themselves because they're no longer here. They have people that have lost everything, including their chance in this life as themselves, because they're no longer here. So we have to recognize the blessing that it is to be here. We have to recognize the blessing that it is to have another opportunity to do something different. Even though it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be frustrating. But guess what? You have the opportunity. It's yours. You have the ability to do something different. No matter how difficult it's going to be. We know it's going to be difficult. It is. But you have the tools to get started. And changing your mindset is going to be so key into doing that. Make sure you guys check out the other video I did talking about journal prompts that are going to help you change your mindset. But make sure you guys are letting go of the pity party. Let go of the pity party. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. That is never going to give you the closure that you want. Is this the next thing on the list? It isn't. I'm going to talk about this a little bit, further down the line, but we also want to make sure we're preparing ourselves. You know what? I'm about to talk about this now. I'm going to skip a couple ahead, but be ready for whatever you want in relationships. This is something else to do before you step into 2025. Be ready for whatever you want in relationships. If you are in the space of a pity party, you're only going to attract more people who are feeling that same way. You're not going to be able to attract the relationships that you want. So some of us, we have to let go of the sadness, of the grief, of feeling bad about ourselves, of talking negatively to ourselves. We have to let that stuff go, because if we don't, we're never going to be able to get the amazing relationships and connections that we want. We're never going to be able to get it. So if you know you're ready for love, friendship, community, connection, you have to do whatever you need to be ready for that. You have to let go of the negativity. You have to let go of, not honoring your voice. You have to let go of not wanting to set boundaries. You have to let go of your abandonment issues and your unhealthy attachments. You have to let go of that stuff to make healthy relationships. And if you know you want healthy relationships, you have to get ready for it in 2025, because if you're not, then you're going to be in a dangerous space, because the bad people are only getting worse. The bad people are only getting worse. The people that like messing up stuff are only going to like messing it up even more. And the people that want greater are only going to want more than greater. Okay, so this is basically a time to decide what path you want to take. If you want to keep feeling bad and only feel worse, or if you want to decide to feel good and end up feeling even better. You have to decide what you want and what you're going to do to step into that. And you definitely want to start getting ready for the kind of relationships that you want in your life. If you know you want open love, if you know you want open communication, if you know you want trust, if you know you want love that heals, be ready for that and ask yourself, if I'm not ready for that, then what can I do to get my mind ready and to get my spirit ready for the type of energy that I want to have connect with me in my life? because I feel we're all worthy of what we want in love and relationships, of course, but we have to do so much. It takes so much work and effort, you guys, to do what you need to do to be a good partner, and also to be who you need to be to support someone in their life journey. You know, it takes so much work and maturity and being there and showing up and dealing with your own stuff. It really, really takes a lot of accountability and a lot of work that you have to do on your own. You know, being in a relationship with somebody, having friends, doesn't mean you could just say, you know, I don't have to worry about my healing journey now. I have great people in my life that keep me happy and smiling, that I can have fun with, so I don't have to deal with none of this. No, 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 no. It makes you deal with that stuff even more. It makes you tap in with that stuff even more. Okay, so we need to get aware of what we need to do, how we need to move, what we need to step into. We need to get aware of it and make sure we are getting ready. Get ready for who you want to connect with and be done with the pity party. Okay? The next thing that we need to do, create healthy habits that work for you. Healthy habits that work for you, okay? Stop doing the stuff that it works for everybody else but not you, okay? Some of y'all, you cannot meditate for nothing because you live in a home that is not a conducive environment for meditation. And of course, the goal of meditation is to be able to, you know, be in the middle of a chaotic moment and find peace and solace within. Of course, that is a goal. But if you're just getting started with finding yourself, you're just getting started on your spiritual journey, or you've been dealing with a lot and you're just not in the space where you can immediately, you know, find that space of meditation, that might not be the best, you know, tool for you right now in your current environment. You might want to try something else. If you know you want to start eating healthier and you know that that's going to cause you to change some things in your lifestyle that you aren't ready to start yet, what can you start now? We have to start thinking about the things that we can do now and make our habits work for us. Stop looking online to figure out 10 healthy habits. Stop looking online and try to figure out healthy habits that you need to do and bring into your life. You know what you need to bring into your life. You know how you feel. You know what's not making you feel good. You know what's not making you have energy. And if you don't know, start asking yourself, when don't I have energy? When am I feeling my worst? And what was I doing right before I started feeling my worst? Ask yourself these questions, have the dialogue, understand yourself more, and figure out what you need specifically, and create healthy habits that work for you. Not healthy habits that everybody else has used to make $10,000 a month and lose 10 pounds in a week and reconnect with their twin flame. Find stuff that you need that's specific to what you have going on. That is the best way to create a healthy habit that sticks versus having something where you have to try to force yourself to do it every day. That's not the good way to create a healthy habit. You want healthy habits where you're excited to tap into it because you know that it is working for you. So create healthy habits that are working for you. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Stop feeling bad because it works for them and it didn't work for you. Maybe it wasn't even yours to begin with. Maybe it wasn't. Okay, pray, ask God what you're supposed to be doing. Ask God what you need in this next chapter. Ask God what exercises are going to work the best for you. Ask God to help you be led to the exercises that you need, whatever that may be. Find healthy habits that work for you. Tapping into that is going to be so key. The health, you know, fitness, wellness, holistic lifestyle, spiritual journey and industry and brand as a whole is something that's growing and growing and growing all the time, every year, every month, every day. It is growing. So I don't think anyone has any excuse to not be working towards healing themselves and getting themselves together and adding healthy routines into their lives, because now there's something for everyone. And when I say don't be looking up 10 healthy habits, I mean, if you're looking up 10 healthy habits, then you need to look up 25 articles with 10 healthy habits, and you need to pick one thing from each article and compile your own regimen. That's what I'm saying. Don't just think one thing that you find is going to work for you. Do research, read a bunch of books, watch a bunch of interviews, watch a bunch of YouTube videos, watch a bunch of speakers, you know, figure out all the different ways you can learn and find things that work for you. Don't just think one thing is going to be your path. Find whatever you can and make it work for you. Get deeper into your research. Find better ways to find different tools and exercises, and then compile the things that you feel serve you the best. And then trial and error. When things don't work, don't get discouraged and just stop looking for stuff. Try something else. Always be looking for ways to make your life better. That's definitely something to bring into 2025. Next, block who you need to block. Okay, whoever you need to block, block them. Whoever you need to block, block them. Block who you need to block on Instagram, block who you need to block on your phone, block who you need to block on social media, block them. I'm not even going to say nothing else about that. Block who you need to block. You know who you need to block, so block them. Let's go to the next thing. I'm not even saying that on that. You know who you need to block, so block them before next year. Next, do the first 2 steps of every goal you have. So for every goal you have, do the first 2 steps. So if the first 2 steps are getting a cookbook and your first pot because you want to start, eating differently, or you want to start cooking your own meals, and make sure you get your first pot and you get your cookbook. If you want to, start your brand, make your social media profiles and maybe buy one thing that's going to help you with your brand. Do the first 2 steps, not the first step. Do the first 2 steps for every goal that you have, so you've already, taken some steps towards what you want. Whatever that is, if you want to read more, if you want to learn how to swim, if you want to travel more, if you want to meet, whatever you want to do the first 2 steps towards anything that you're doing. This is going to help you figure out, okay, why can't I take these 2 steps? What's coming up for me? It's easy to take the first step, but the second step might be a little more difficult, or the second step may reveal certain things to you. It's just good to kind of get your feet wet and then kind of really get into it. Like, take one step, but take another step. Put both of your feet in the pond of what you want to do. 2 steps. Put both of your feet in the pond of what you want to do and look around. Get a feel for it. If you need to go in a different direction, ask yourself what direction you want to go in. If you want to switch things up, get a mentor, join a group, whatever you want to do, figure out that journey, but start doing it right now. Don't wait until January. Don't wait until the spring equinox comes around again in March. Take your time right now and do 2 things for every goal that you have. Take the first 2 steps. And if you want to go through your goals and write your first 10 steps or your first steps that you feel you need to do to achieve that goal, then do that so you have a clear starting point. But write those first 2 things so you always know what you need to step into, you know how you need to maneuver, and you just know how you need to just process through those things, because it's very, very difficult when we haven't even done the first thing. And sometimes when we've only done one thing, we can start to feel away like, dang, I said I needed to make a business plan and I made it and that was all I did. Make the business plan and also join the business group. Don't just do the first thing, do 2 things for every goal that you have. And I definitely think you'll feel like you're a lot closer to your goals. It'll help you see the things that you need to see about your goals. It'll help you get a very clear view of what you need to work on. And it'll just, hopefully give you some motivation and inspiration that you can carry into the next year. Next, redefine the relationship you have with yourself and work to trust yourself. So, oh my gosh, this is so important. Redefine the relationship that you have with yourself. Make sure you go into this next year trusting yourself. Go into this next year loving yourself more than you love other people. Go into this next year knowing who you are. And if you don't know who you are, then get rid of everything that might make you question who you are. If that means no drinking, if that means no sex, if that means no going out, if that means no spending money on things that aren't necessities, whatever that means for you. Get connected with you. Redefine the relationship that you have with yourself. If you only spend time with yourself when you have to, do something about that. If you try to avoid, letting your emotions out and hearing what you have to say, if you always think that you're wrong, if you don't trust your judgment, if you think that other people know what's better for you than you, if you feel like you have to get advice from somebody because what you think you want, or what you want for yourself isn't good enough, it has to be confirmed or you can't make a step forward. If you aren't being open with yourself about what you're dealing with, if you're trying to hide and not face problems that you've been made aware of that you're facing, it's time to deal with that. It's time to deal with everything that's creating a blockage between you and you. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what's causing you to turn away? When you look at yourself in the mirror, start talking to yourself, what's making you not talk to yourself in love? What's making you respond to yourself with a bullying tone, or respond to yourself like you're talking down to yourself, or like you're disappointed in yourself? If you are disappointed in yourself, why? Like I mentioned earlier, letting go of the pity party, forgiving yourself, stop settling. All of those things go into making a better relationship with yourself. Seriously. When you have a better relationship with yourself, you choose better, you trust yourself, you have more faith, you believe that you can have the things that you want, you believe that you're limitless, you believe that there's not going to be a time where you miss what God has for you. It just really changes how you view life. When you view yourself as someone that is capable, as someone that's strong, as someone that's powerful, as someone that's connected, as someone who has your back, when you view yourself as someone who is always in your corner, it's nothing that nobody can tell you about you. People shouldn't be able to come in your life and say, oh no, you don't want this, you want this. And you go for it. People shouldn't be able to say, oh no, you're a bad friend because you did this, when you know you're not a bad friend. People shouldn't be able to say, oh, I don't think you really like me because if you like me, you let me do this to you. So you must not really like me. Or I don't think you should start that business. That's not going to be good for you. Or, oh, I don't think you should have kids. You don't have a partner. Why would you have a kid by yourself? That's not smart. I don't think you should. Why are you listening to that? Why are you listening to that? And for some of us, we've heard some of those things for so long. That's all we can hear or see when we look at ourselves. And we end up treating ourselves how our parents treat us. We end up disciplining ourselves how the world has taught us we should discipline ourselves. So it's so important to really show yourself a lot of love. It's so important to redefine the relationship with yourself and make sure that you are in your own corner. If someone is not treating you right, that makes no sense for you to allow that unless you think it's okay for you to not be treated right because you think you're someone deserving of treatment that is just inappropriate. That's not okay. If you think it's okay for somebody to lie to your face, if you think it's okay for somebody to talk down on you when you're in front of other people and then in private they love you so much, if you think it's okay for someone to, just take something directly out of your hands for someone to get close to you just so they can take advantage of you, just so you can keep somebody around, that's not okay. These last few months is really going to be the time for you to redefine how you feel about yourself and look at yourself in a different lens and get serious about how you want to feel about yourself. If you're not happy with how you view yourself, then now is the time to do something about it. You do not want to carry those unhealthy, negative views of self into the next year. Do something about it. Do something about it. And the last thing, decide what you believe in and do something about it. Decide what you believe in and do something about it. So whatever you believe in, whatever is true, stand on it. And let your actions show that you stand on it. If you really believe you can have whatever you want, then okay, do something about it. If you really believe that God put you here for a specific purpose and you're meant for greatness, do something about it. Stop telling people what you know and what you saw in the dream and what your ancestors told you. What you doing about it? What you doing about it? Because you shouldn't have to tell people that you came from another world to heal everybody. You shouldn't have to tell nobody that. People should be running around spreading you're the news. People should be running around saying, girl, have you heard what this person's saying? Have you read the book this person wrote? Have you read the blog this person put out? Have you read this person's message? Have you seen this? Oh my God, it's so inspirational. When you really are that, you don't have to go around saying that you are that, And that's something that people have always said. If you really are this, you don't have to go around screaming it. Okay? So if you really believe in something for yourself, you can stop talking about it all the time and just start living it. You can stop telling everybody that your manifestation coming. You could just start doing it, I think that's going to be something that really, really separates the people that are really about it and the people that aren't. Like a lot of people have been talking it, but we need to be walking it. It's a lot of people that run spiritual platforms and their lives are a mess. It's a lot of people that are telling you what to eat and they don't even eat that stuff. They show you the recipe and then they dunk it down the trash and go to get McDonald's. Okay? And if you eating that, then tell people what you eating. They got people that lay on the surgery table and they tell you, you're not doing enough squats. You need to get it together. We see all kinds of stuff. They got people that not even living it together no more. Marriages that have divorced and they still in the house doing vlogs together. Okay? You have to decide what you want to believe in. You have to decide what you want to put your faith in. And you have to ask yourself, have I put my faith in things without even really thinking about it? Because now stuff is fed to us so much. It's so easy to be like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I was believing this or thinking this or feeling this way. So it's so important to make sure you're doing what you need to really, really get to the bottom of what you believe. And whatever you believe, you're going to have to stand on it. You're going to have to use it to help you navigate. So if it's good, then great. You'll have a solid foundation. And if it isn't, then you'll have a rocky foundation. And you'll keep wondering, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? What do you believe? What is your belief system? What is your core belief system that is keeping you grounded as you're stepping into all of the different things that life has to offer? Decide what you want to believe and then do something about it. Make actionable, steps in your life every single day that show you and show the world and show people that interact with you who you are and what you're about. It makes it so much easier for you to believe that you can trust your voice when you actually do it and when the people around you come to you for advice. I know that I have a voice that's worthy to be trusted, one, because I trust my voice, but also people trust my voice as well. Everybody in my life trusts my voice. I'm everyone's voice of reason. And guess what? Everyone in my life is a voice of reason for me as well. So they know that they can trust their voice because I trust your voice. I know that you're smart. I know that you're wise. I know that you have a word for me. So you can believe you can have a word for yourself. And if that means surrounding yourself with different people, then do it. But that's another thing. It comes back to what you believe. Do you believe that somebody as bright as you deserves to be surrounded by people that can't handle that? Or do you believe that you are a star that needs to be surrounded by other Watashiwa stars? Is that what you believe? Because if that's what you believe, then get into it and bring it in and do something about it and you can have it. Yes, guys, those are some things that you need to do before you step into 2025. Let me know what resonated with you and what you're definitely going to make sure you step into. Hopefully it's everything, but let me know how you feel about these messages down below. Thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. One more time, getting to the pieces. Okay, make sure you guys check down below in the description box to step into Ana Luisa. And remember, you can use my link to save up to 30% on your order. Find you something nice, treat yourself, pour into yourself as we step into the fall. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this tea. Thank you guys again. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.